The Ed Bernstein Show. Now, here's Ed.
All right, my guest today is one of Las Vegas's most talented and dynamic entertainers, Frankie Moreno, singer, songwriter, musician, and an incredible live performer. Frankie's built an impressive career around his passion for music and his ability to connect with an audience. He's also getting ready for a new chapter with an upcoming Las Vegas residency in 2027. Frankie, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on. Good to see you.
Hey, and I'm so excited to hear that you're going to be spending some time in Vegas at the Westgate.
Yeah.
Not only this year, you got some stuff coming up in November, and we're recently just there, and then next year you'll be back.
Yep. Yeah, we did one show there. They talked with us and they're like, "Would you like to do a performance in the room?" And that room is iconic. The Elvis Presley showroom, right? International Theater. Barbra Streisand opened it, and
Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow is there now. It's one of the rooms that is still like this famous room in town that hasn't been taken down. You know what I mean?
Incredible. It's still one of the great venues because there's not a bad seat anywhere in the theater. The sound is phenomenal.
It's a perfect showroom, and it's a big showroom. So I was always worried to play there because, like, you know,
want to fill it.
So you don't want to sell out a room. So we tried one there, and it was great. And we said, let's do it again, and it was great again. And so we just continued, and now we got a whole deal all the way through 2027, where we'll be there every. We're not doing it like weekly or anything like that because of our tour schedule, but we'll be there every couple months and do a big show. And
that's fantastic. And we have a little film of little clip of you at the Westgate. Let's take a look at that.
All right.
What a crowd tonight.
Love you, Frankie.
Step into my kingdom. Welcome to the wild. I'll show you who the king is like. It's going on style. I'm on the prowl. Ain't got time. We're gonna get chances up. Well, it's a jungle out there, baby. And I'm the biggest cat in town. You know what I say?
Frankie was so energetic. Amazing.
I had a blast. I was dancing the entire time.
Tony Orlando sitting right there.
You are in the same line as all the great entertainers that ever worked this city.
Fantastic show. It was my first time at one of his shows. It was amazing.
That phone's a number on a napkin tear. That phone's be dancing in my underwear. This won't hit, but don't ask me. But I think it got us kicked out of Tennessee. Every single sip has a tale to tell. Some felt like heaven, some raised hell. 99 bottles up on the wall. 99 stories, I drank them all. Take one down, toast to the past. Some went quick, some kicked my ass. Some to remember, some to forget. Still more bottles and I ain't done yet. Did you have a good time tonight, Las Vegas?
The show was amazing. Come see Frankie.
Okay, where do I buy the ticket? Hey,
so it's an exciting show. I think it's one of the coolest things I've done maybe in Vegas.
You know, when I think about you as an artist, I really don't know how to describe you because I've seen you in so many different musical genres. I mean, you kind of do it all based on your mood, or?
Yeah, you know what it is? I learned music very young, super duper young. I was one of those little kids that could play Mozart at 3 years old, you know, and just infatuated with music. And like at that age, playing a piano, my mom was showing me stuff of like Mozart, Beethoven, all that. So like everything was complex, and I had to really work to learn it. So once I got those fundamentals in, then I wanted to learn to read music. So we took lessons, 6, 7 years old. And then, like, as I started getting introduced to Ray Charles, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, Billy Joel, like all these things start, Stevie Wonder, it's all amazing, right? Yeah. So as a fan of music, I'm listening to all that going like, wow, I like all this. I want to play all this. The problem is when you can play all that stuff. I don't even know how to describe when people ask me like, oh, well, what are we coming to see?
Right.
It's music. I don't know. I mean, I play music, and they go, well, what instrument do you play? I play all the instruments. I don't know. Like, I just play music. It's kind of like a dialect of English or something, right? Like I know English,
Right.
so like we could say different slangs and this and that, but like it's the same thing with music for me. It's just they're just different variations of the same thing. So that has been made the road longer for me, trying to get known. Is not being able to
Because you don't
pinpoint
have
it.
a specific genre.
If I just and when I went to Nashville when I was a teenager, I signed to Warner Brothers Records and all that, and they're like, we got to define a sound for you, and that's it. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I started like working up a sound, and then once I had it, I'm like, I was bored with it instantly. I'm like, the worst thing that could happen is I get a hit with this,
Then you're
and then I have to
stuck.
play this over and over, and I don't want I want to be able to change. So we were able to do it, and we made a career out of it.
Right.
But it was conditioning the audience to accept that, let it be what it's going to be and morph. So we had to find the people who understood that and liked that, you know.
So when you're thinking about that type of thing, and is there an artist that you can think of that has that kind of same versatility?
No, Mozart. I mean, when we look at like we've bundled. I'm not comparing myself to Mozart.
Well, he didn't do rock and roll anyway.
No,
Yeah.
but like we take a body of when we started selling music, when we started being able to record it. Thomas Edison makes the recording machine, and now we can record music, and then let's sell the music, right? Well, now you start putting it in stores and categorizing it. You got rock, pop, country, blues, jazz, classical. Classical is hundreds and hundreds of years of Turkish waltzes and sonatas and operas and symphonies and string quartets. Very different things, right? But we just categorize it all into one. So in the sense of versatility, a guy like a Mozart and Beethoven, they were doing all kinds of stuff, and it was acceptable back then. But then once we started putting labels on it in musical stores to buy records, that's when you had to define a sound.
Right, because then you're appealing to a niche of an audience.
Right. Elvis was versatile over the course of his career. I mean, you throw in all those movies, whatever like that. It spanned all different things, good and bad, right? But like it touched stuff. Like where a guy like Jerry Lee Lewis is very one path, but so identifiable too. So I mean, there's pros and cons to all that. Like you want to have Billy Joel's versatile. He's very versatile. Ray Charles he was doing country stuff, and the early '50s stuff he was doing compared to like the Georgia and all those kind of things. So I mean, it exists. I think you just have to find every genre and every artist. There's an audience for it. And for me, starting out, I was thinking like, I want the audience, meaning everybody. But that's just not the case. You have to find the people who like what you do, and usually they like the niche you pick. But for me, it was like, I hope you like that this is going to be a roller coaster, you know? And it took a while to find the audience, but we found it.
Because, you talk about writing music. I mean, you also write and written a lot of music. What, over 100 plus singles?
Thousands of songs, yeah.
So when you're sitting down to write something, do you have a genre in mind that you're going to write?
No, and I think that's exactly why our genre is so flexible, because I go in with it, just like I do with a show. I start a song, like creating a song, just like I do right before I walk on a stage. We could be sitting here and having a drink or talking, whatever like that, and it's time for me to write a song. I have to zone out and clear my head, right? And have a fresh, clean, blank piece of paper and nothing on my mind. Same thing with a show. We could be backstage talking, and I have to like have that 2 minutes where I want to walk out and just let it be what it becomes. And if that show turns into a country show, so be it. If the song turns into a jazz song, so be it. Like let the music breathe rather than. I find anytime I tried to write a song, I want to write a jazz ballad. It just never comes out strong because I'm trying. I have to just let it kind of come. The songs are there. I just got to let it come through and grab it rather than force it. You know what I mean?
So how does it come through? I mean, does it come through
I have no idea.
with the notes, music, feel, energy, words?
I mean, they're all so different. For me, I mean, every songwriter has their own thing. For me, I have a collection of guitars at home. I write everything on guitar. So I'm a piano player, but I write
Right.
everything on guitar.
Why?
Because I know less on the guitar.
Oh.
On the piano, I'm hyper trained, and I've found that the music, I've written like 3 or 4 songs on the piano, but I found that they get very complex and they're not for mainstream,
Okay.
right? You have to be a
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So like the average music consumer isn't a musician. They only know what they know and they know what they like.
Right.
So like when I have a guitar, I'm kind of limited. So I grab a guitar and it's different guitar has a different tone, and first I'll hit a chord, and if something comes to mind, a title or maybe a melody or just a rhythm, I'll just roll with that. If it's a rhythm on the guitar, I'll just start a rhythm and then I'll roll with it until words and stuff just start coming out. I couldn't explain it. I have no idea.
So do you spend more time developing the melody or the words?
It's probably 50-50. I mean, I think the melody is the natural thing that has to be the most, that's the thing that grabs you. The
Right.
melody grabs you, and then the rhythm and the feel. I don't think everybody listens to all the words to a song. You know the choruses. You know, if I name a song, a popular song, you could probably sing me back the chorus,
Right.
but could you sing the whole song, the verses and the bridge? And maybe not, unless it's your favorite song.
Well, you know what else I've realized about music and words? That as you age and your life changes, you can go back 20, 30 years, listen to the words of a song, and it means a whole different thing to you.
100% correct. That's 100.
Right.
And for me, that's a saving grace in a show, because a lot of the stuff that we wrote that's become successful or became a #1 hit for us or something like that, when I perform it, I'm like, oh my God, I wrote that when I was 20 years old about this girl that I've never even talked to since then, right?
Right.
So like, I have to reimagine it in my life now, or put myself back in that mindset.
Right.
You have to change the thoughts all the time, or otherwise it's not fun to sing.
There's no emotion behind it then.
And then if I sing it with no emotion, even if you love the song, it will do nothing for you.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I covered my mic. If it'll do nothing, you have to, the performance has to be strong. Same thing with a record. Record's even more serious about that, because like you can't see my facial expressions. You can't see the moves, the jacket I've got on, what the piano looks
Right.
like. You're only hearing it, so you have to picture all those things. So you have to have so much emotion in a recording if it's going to connect with somebody.
Right. We have a little sample of you, but it's on the piano,
Okay.
and it's a kind of a more mellow genre.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I hate
That's
to
my
show,
favorite.
but I hate to show one example because you're so versatile and you're so multifaceted in so many. But this one's called "Some Kind of Love."
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Young beating heart.
It was some kind of love you can never replace. Starts in your soul, tears at your heart, it shows on your face. So you lock it inside, so nobody knows. It was some kind of love, some kind of loss, some time ago. Now a young beating heart is easy to steal. There's no scars, there's no fear, no wounds to heal. Oh, but it can be weakened by love's cruel disguise. Still it keeps beating, oh, in time it's gonna be alright, 'cause it was some kind but you can never replace. Start seeing your soul.
That's
Nice slow one.
absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
a slow one, right? Because when you do your rock and roll, and it's like you go into, you get on that piano, and you like your body language, like you're in another dimension.
Yeah, I go home the next day and I have to ice my fingers and do my back because I don't know. I'm not thinking about it when
But
I
how
do it.
much is involved in having to focus on your fingers from not only from playing guitar but guitar piano but also guitar? I mean,
Because I play piano and guitar, it's two different forms of muscles you're using.
right.
You know what I mean?
And calluses.
Yeah, so I mean, I built up crazy, like, my hands are my knuckles are stiff and they hurt. So when I play a whole show, I feel it afterwards. That's why I drink a little whiskey before I go on. 'Cause
But you also, I mean, like, so how do you take care of? I mean, like, some people they go through red light treatments and things like that.
yeah, no, I haven't done that. I probably should take better care of them, but I'm constantly stretching and I play all the time. So at home they're constantly being worked.
Right.
So in one sense that's wearing them down, but in the other sense that's keeping them moving. You know what I mean?
Last time you were here with your son.
Yeah.
Right.
Giovanni.
Yeah. And you work together. What's
Yep,
that
he's
like?
my drummer. Man, it's honestly that's been the coolest thing of my career recently. Like, cause I'm not a 20-year-old kid anymore, right? I still feel all the fire and passion towards this I've ever had. Maybe more now than ever. But having him play with me, like when we're touring, go to another country. When another country calls and they say we want you to come over here and get on this plane and do a 6-week run in Europe or something like that. My brain starts going, how much is it going to pay me? How long am I away? What's my flight look like?
Right.
I tell my son, like, you want to go to Europe and play music? Yeah, let's go. So you're like, oh yeah, I remember this is a cool thing to do. So it kind of re-sparks me because I want him to see that world,
Yeah. But is it, fathers and sons working together sometimes can be, difficult for.
Yeah, we've been lucky. I mean, he's an awesome creature. He's a sweet, he grew up seeing me do this,
Right.
and kind of saw what the pros and cons are. So he didn't grow up like I had to like cut down the hedges in the business, right? Like I had to cut down and see where I'm headed because there's no blueprint in music. Like talking about like guys like Billy Joel or that, I can't look at that and go, oh, I'll do that career. It's already done.
Right.
So I had to find my own. So it's nice being able to bring him along, but in his own right, he could have done this without me. It's just nice that we get to work together. And we haven't had any.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my kid, so maybe I'm tougher on him than the rest of the band. But
So, like, when you talk to him about his music career, or you talk to any new, young artists, upcoming artists, what kind of advice do you really talk about? I mean, what are the things that you would do differently that you would tell Giovanni?
okay, well, I mean, there's two ways to look at that. Are we talking about like the business of it? Because like right now, the business of it is gone, virtually gone. So that's a hard thing to talk to an upcoming musician about that because I don't know which way to guide them in this world because there's not a lot of money to be made in making records and stuff anymore. You have to have a foundation, and so I talked to him about that and what his opportunities are for that. But also just if you're talking about like just experiencing the music rock star life, yeah, I definitely try to, you can't say don't touch it, it's hot, right? Because you're going to touch it.
Yeah.
But I think he's seen me touch all the hot things just in his life growing up. So I think he's a little more keened into the whole idea of what could potentially go wrong and not to do. So he's been very smart about that. But I try to, because I'm with him, we're not one of those I'm not in my 20s again, like I said, so we're not out experiencing this for the first time and
Right.
indulging in all the stupid stuff. But like,
So but that's good for him. It avoids a lot of
Oh, my gosh,
mistakes
yeah.
that
Because
young musicians make.
all the when you're in this business, it's crazy because you're around anything. You have everything. You have everything.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking like I never got involved in drugs or anything like that. I mean, I drink alcohol. I have my own things, but like
There's a lot of temptations out there. Adoring fans, or
it's just a lot, and there's no ignoring that, and it's easy to see that from an outsider's point, to see like an artist like a Justin Bieber or an Elvis or something like that, and see what it must be like, and you go like, oh man, that would be cool. It's not necessarily cool. It's, in fact, when you're a creative artist and you're trying to like write music, all that kind of stuff only slows down what you actually want to be doing, and that's being quiet and writing music. It's a lot of loud stuff around you have to cut through, and so I'm able to kind of shield some of that away.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's a big advantage. When did the whole thing with, or how did the whole thing with taking a little shot of whiskey before you go on stage begin?
I never drank alcohol till I moved to Las Vegas. I was 25 years old or something like that, and I came here, and it's when I started doing the clubs and the bars. I'm doing 5 nights a week, 5 shows a night, and then doing an afternoon set as well. And I think what happened was I started realizing that trick, like the bosses would come down and say, your numbers were great last night. And I go, there was nobody in the room. Maybe there was one guy in the room or one couple, and they were buying expensive champagne. Right. So my numbers were good. The money of alcohol. Yeah. So I'm like, so it's all about sales. Well, buy the band around. That would keep me working. Well, then when you say buy the band around, 50 people in the room, 20 of them buy the band around. And then you're trying to hang on. So it just became a thing. And then we got sponsored by different alcohol companies. We started making our own alcohol and all that. And then it just kind of stuck. Kind of like with Elvis with the scarves, or it became the thing where, like, instead of giving some out, people are always bringing shots up to the stage, and it's become a brand, I guess.
So at the Westgate, on your show you're doing this year at the Westgate, what would somebody going to the show expect?
So we gave this thing like a purpose. Instead of just me doing another show, we give it a title and everything. It's called Vegas Remastered. And what I wanted to do, we're not a cover band, we're original band, and certainly not a tribute band. So I didn't want to do like a tribute to Vegas, but I just thought, like, right now we're in a weird climate in Las Vegas with headliners and stuff like that. Like, there's so many things happening. Massive stars here. So where do the B, C, and D level stars go, right? Sports teams, everything. So we wanted to do something to like bring back that idea of, the Sinatras, the Elvises. I mean, even the Celines, that's gone.
Right.
Like someone comes in now and does a residency for 6 weeks, or they call it a residency and it's 5 shows.
Right.
So we're like, how do we embody the music that made this city a thing, from the greats, all the people who were important to the city and did something for the city? Sinatra, Elvis, Louis Prima, Bobby Darin, Celine Dion, Bruno Mars, let's throw them into the mix, Righteous Brothers, Wayne Newton, Tony Orlando. And we even threw some of our own stuff in there too, because I feel like, okay, well, we've been out here 20 years playing music, so I got to throw some of my own in.
Paid those dues.
So we kind of developed this show that kind of embodies Las Vegas entertainment without it being a tribute to it. And I'm playing lots of their different songs and then making sure every 2 or 3 songs is one of mine. Showgirls, but not in a way where it's like the authentic showgirl. The showgirls are bringing whiskey out, and we have the bar on the stage where we're drinking, but it's not like a Rat Pack ripoff. It's just
it's just you.
It's just me. We have my wife Lacey Schwimmer is from Dancing with the Stars. She's dancing in it, which is great because she's never usually in my shows because she's on her own tours.
Right.
So she's dancing in it. So we're bringing that kind of Dancing with the Stars element into it, and then she brings in schools, local schools, dance schools, to come in. We have like 40, 50 dancers on the stage every time we do it. Whoa. From a different local dance school. Young kids to get this opportunity to play in front of a crowd.
Be on stage, especially in a place like the Westgate, where
Insane.
Elvis and Manilow.
Yeah, exactly. And the crowd is on fire because they're excited fans and all that. But they're also great. I mean, they're great at what they do. So without them being young and new, they're great. So it's a great show. But like for them, that experience, because someone brought me on stage when I was a kid, and that experience made me want to be an entertainer. So like we're trying to do that and keep all the schools and cities and the animal clinics and everything involved. Firefighters, police.
You're real active in the community and
Yeah.
well known and have been an incredible part of the Las Vegas community. When you look back 20 years ago and you were performing and you're looking at yourself today, we have like a minute and a half left. What is some of the differences you see in yourself?
Well, it hurts a little more when I bend back on the piano. No, I think like if I could go back and I knew very young, I knew kind of where I wanted my career to go from reading all the books of my idols, the Mozarts, the Elvises, the Sinatras. Like, man, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. So I learned real young, like, treat it like a college. Every time I perform is like a lesson for me. It's like a class. To eventually hope to be here one day. So like if I was here one day and go back to meet myself, I think that guy would be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to be doing.
And so you're on target.
I think I'm on target, yeah. It took me a minute to find the target, but I found it,
But being on target is a result of the diversity of your music and at the same time the stability of your life, I guess. Because you seem like you're really a grounded guy.
Yeah. I mean, I make sure it's a crazy lifestyle, so like I have to find that balance, and that's why like now I can work a little bit less and enjoy it,
Hey, Frankie Moreno will be at the Westgate. I know you'll be there in November and next year, multiple times next year. So this is something you can't miss.
You can't miss it.
I mean, I can't even put this in words, and the video we did is not doesn't nearly appreciate seeing you live.
It's an electric room when you get there, and we hope to have you come out and see it.
Promise you'll have a great time, Frankie Moreno at the Westgate.
What a crowd tonight.
Love you, Frankie.
Step into my kingdom. Welcome to the wild. I'll show you who the king is like. It's going on style. I'm on the prowl. Ain't got time. Go here, I get chances up. Well, it's a jungle out LA. And I'm the biggest cat in town. You know what I say?
Frankie was so energetic.
I had a blast. I was dancing the entire time.
Tony Orlando sitting right there.